Hey everybody, this is Kat. What's going on? Welcome into my home. I'm making French toast today. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. But first, usually I listen to a Christian artist or a group or whatever, just to kind of get me in the spirit. And this is Tim Best Days. That's who I'm listening to. And it is Guest of Honor Live. Okay. So I've already kind of started a couple things here. I put in the about 4 eggs. I put in a little bit of half and half and some milk just to make it really rich and creamy. But I'm gonna have you come on down here to see what is going on without the mouse. So here is my bread. This is about 3-day-old bread, and this is I can't pronounce the whole thing. Artisan Bolangari Pane Toscano bread. Okay, so there's that. It's pretty big, pretty wide, but it's nice once it soaks up. Now, if you want to do this overnight, please be my guest. So I have the eggs in there, took the little white parts off, the milk in there, and the cream in there. And I already put in a little bit of that vanilla. I don't really, hey, that's just a little bit, not like a lot. Okay, so then you're going to whisk it up. A little more difficult in a shallow bowl, of course. I'm going to take my orange. The last time I did this, I did it with lemon, and it turned out good, but I just want to really figure out how the orange zest tastes in this really good French toast. Now, that is a lot of zest right there. I'm just going to okay, with me, you always get a little bit of cooking and a lot of talking about God. I'm a God girl. I love Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. That precious blood that cleanses all of us so purely. I think that I've fiddled around with this long enough. So I said it's 3 days old, and you want it crusty, you want it crunchy, you want it old. Uh-oh, here presents a problem. Presenting the problem. Okay. Okay. Awesome, no. So I'm going to let this sit in this lovely little concoction. Make sure that it's all kind of stuffed down in there. I don't want to touch it too much because right now it's wanting to break. Not that that'll be an issue because I'll eat it anyway, but I'd like nice whole pieces. That way it's prettier to show. So for about 35 minutes, I'm going to keep it like this. I'll set the clock on the oven for 35 minutes to 40 minutes. And after that time, I'm going to come back, flip those over, and wait another half an hour and get ready to cook. And there we go. So let those stay in there nice and fresh, and also the plastic wrap not only protects the eggs, but it protects the tops from drying further. Well, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll be back in just a little bit with more of this delicious recipe. So thanks. Okay, welcome back. I'm going to show you the next step to my French toast. So you're going to need an apple. You're going to need just about the same ingredients that you're going to need to put in the egg mixture for the French toast. Maybe a little bit of extra syrup and some brown sugar, some Splenda. Now, if you don't want to use all the rich spices or anything, then you can just use Splenda or stevia and just some cinnamon, okay? But if you're like me and you like it just a little bit more spicy, then I'll show you what to do. So come on down here. Okay, I just have an apple here, and I'm just going to show you how to cut it instead of using a core. Put this aside. I'm just going to show you how to cut it off the core. You're just going to cut all four sides. And I'll show you what to do if you get a little bit of the core. Okay? Okay. So, you see the peeler that I have? On the end, it has like this kind of triangular little doodad. What you're going to do is you're going to go to the apple, and you're going to insert it just next to it, and you're going to turn it around kind of like a compass, and you're going to do that each way. And you're going to use it to scoop out the center. So this one has just a little bit, so you don't have to go that deeply. Just scoot it around and pop it out. So you're going to have a pot here, or a pan, and it has maybe about a cup and a half of water in it. And you're just going to take your apples. You're going to cut them into chunks. And you're going to put them in the water. And you're going to start everything together. Okay? First you do the apple, and then you do the seasonings, the spices. Okay, you're going to start that about over, I would say, medium to high heat. Now, being that the apple already has its sugar in there, you're not going to need so much more. But I do like a little bit of brown sugar. That's maybe like not even 1/8 of a cup. Okay? Throw that in there. Also, more cinnamon. For me, a little bit of nutmeg. You can leave it out. And so for a healthy way, this would be just the apples, the cinnamon, and a little bit of Splenda. Or in here is stevia. Okay. And you see this pan over here. And usually I put butter or just a little bit of canola oil with any like pancakes or French toast. But this time, being that I did cook some wonderful strips of bacon, I'm going to put a little bit of bacon fat on the pan and let my French toast cook in that. Now, I just washed it from the bacon. I just want you to see this Really awesome, just French toast. You see the bottom, it's soaked up pretty much almost the whole thing. It is very heavy. The bread is infused with all that egg, and it is going to be so delicious to eat. Now, just waiting for this to just warm up a little bit, and then we shall be on the way. Now the apples, I will bring them up to show you. They're boiling and simmering, and that's what you want them to look like. You want them to be very nice and soft. Okay, so I'm back. I've been letting these cook for quite a few minutes. I flipped them again just to make sure that they're doing well. And in order to make sure that the egg is thoroughly cooked through, you're going to want to cut into the French toast. Because there's nothing worse than biting into a piece of French toast that is not done on the inside. I can tell that it looks really good. Still very hot. Not done yet. Just let it go. It's not a race. You just want to make sure that everything. Now, once you know that you need more time with the French toast and your apples are almost done, turn it on low. Keep them just warm enough. And that's exactly where I want it, right there. So I am back. I'm sorry, I kind of cropped it a few times, so I know you can tell. But it was so long, and I just wanted to cut it a little bit shorter. The French toast is done. It took maybe about 25 minutes to cook, 20-25 minutes. You want to make sure that it's cooked all the way through and there's no moist egg, because that is just not good. So come on down again. And I know this looks weird, but in order to make this really a great meal, what you want to do is you want to cut up your French toast once it cools a little bit and so you can handle it. And the reason why you cut it up is because if you put your syrup on top, your apples and syrup on top of your French toast, it'll slide off the top and go directly to the bottom of the plate. That's what usually happens, right? The pancakes, French toast. So even though this looks kind of weird, that's how you make it. You're going to cut it up, and it's just going to be exactly like this, okay? You want to cut it into bigger pieces, smaller pieces. That's very tasteful. It is all up to you. Now, these are my caramelized apples. They might not be your caramelized apples if you're a chef or if you're, you know how to be all up in the kitchen and everything. But these are what my caramelized apples look like, just like that. They're very soft, they're very moist, they're in that juice. So what you do is you tilt it over to the side, your pan. Make sure that they get all up in the syrup, but then again, you're going to take them and you're going to scoop them out. And you're going to just sporadically just place them around your French toast. Go in and do the second round. Make sure that all the juice you kind of squeeze out of there. And it goes back in the pot or the pan. And you can do this in a pan if you want, as long as it's thick enough to have that juice and the apples. So those are the apples. That is awesome. Oh no, we're not stopping there. What we do is we take that juice that it has been cooking in with the syrup and the nutmeg and the cinnamon, and whatever else you have in there, and you're just gonna, just like a regular syrup, put that all over. So what that did is that got all over the French toast and it's getting inside of it. Okay? I want to teach you something here. And then that looks just really, really good. But if you want just a little bit more, we can always go a little bit more. You take your sifter and you put on that. Now, you're going to want to do the outside more than you want to do the inside, because the outside has the bread that you can put it on. The inside, when you do it on top of the wet, it soaks into the apple, which is also really good. So you have the French toast, the egg soaked into the toast. Now the apple and the juice soak into that French toast that's soaked with the egg. And now you have that powder that is soaking into the apple that is soaking into the French toast with the egg. So everything is marinated just beautifully and wonderfully. And that is what you can definitely serve like at a B&B. Just right there. And they will love it so much they will not even care that it's cut up for them. They will appreciate the fact that you have taken the time and served them this beautiful dish. And of course the plate does not help with the eye candy either. So that is what I want to show you today. I cannot take credit for the apple idea. I got the idea from an ex, and it is just a wonderful idea. Nobody would think of having caramelized apples over French toast, so that is awesome in itself. And you think if I can see here one more second without tasting this. Now let me take an apple and you dip it in to the French toast. If you could see that. That is just so infused in all that moisture. I'm hoping that it doesn't drop onto my keyboard. Doesn't that look good? A little bit of powdered sugar on top. Mmm. Now, if you are diabetic and could not have all the sugar sweet, then what you do is you go back to the basic of the egg and the milk and the cinnamon and spices and do that, and just do the apples with the cinnamon and splenda or stevia. That's it. And you can have that. You can have that because it's a natural juice of the apple. Will sweeten it up a little bit, and you don't have to have all this sweet on top, but it will still taste really, really good. I have just stepped it up a little bit. Now, the best bite, actually the first bite should be, you go in the middle and you take a piece that's in the middle that has no crust on it. If you could find one of those, which I have, you're going to bite into it, and all of the juice comes floating out of that piece of French toast right there. That is really good. And the best thing about the juice is there's a lot of it, so that you can kind of wiggle it around your plate, and it will get infused, and it will get, that French toast will still soak up that good juice. Thank you. So please subscribe, follow, like, share, all that good stuff so you can get this recipe out to your friends, out to your family, and maybe you would maybe keep this recipe for yourself and just make brunch for your family one day. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and I am Kat the Christian Baker, signing off. Bye.